How's it going, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with an Evilswarm deck profile. I went to my locals today and picked up a box of Hidden Arsenal 7, and a few of my friends picked up the same, and I managed to finish trading in literally everything to build an Evilswarm deck. Yeah, with much thanks to Cupcakey21, because she was just saying you're welcome in the background. And I figured, why not? Because I don't have that much time to actually test for Nationals, I would build this deck and actually at least try it out, because I haven't given it a fair trial and I've kind of discounted it. It's not even on my top list of things I want to play. And apparently everyone's saying it's really good. So I figured it would be an idea to actually build it, test it, and I thought I'd bring you guys my preliminary build. This is the first build I've ever made of the deck without Cercion. I've tested it with Cercion on Dueling Network in the past, but this is my first non-Cercion deck, and in doing so I went back to its origins in the OCG, and I decided to play Evilswarm Largia. Evilswarm Largia was basically the original build where the deck played 3 Sabersaurus and 3 Heliotrope, and it had the option of either making Ophion or making Largia Dolka. Well, making Largia, because they didn't have Tour Guide or Dolka. So I figured, hey, if it was tier 1, I believe, in the OCG for a while. So I figured, hey, I have access to Tour Guide and Dolka, so it must be even better. So with that in mind, I built this with 3 Largias, and basically the only change I would make for now, if I had Cercion, is cut the 3 Largias and put in 3 Cercions. But for now, I feel the deck really cut the 3 Sabersaurus and play 3 Cercions. So I think for now, the Largia deck is very good, but it could change, but I think that's what I'm going to end up playing tomorrow at locals. So we're going to get into the deck profile. So to start things off, we play the 2 Rescue Rabbit. I know that Evilswarm Largia, of course, had 3, but I feel that 2 Rabbit in tandem with 2 Tour Guide kind of makes up for the issue. So I don't really know how to expand that much more on Rescue Rabbit. It's a very simple card, gets you into all your boss monsters, amazing first turn rip, and it's just really good. And I feel that I feel a lot more comfortable running the 2 with the 2 different types of normals in the deck rather than just playing the Heliotropes. After drawing my War Wolves dead quite a bit in Fire Fist, I've kind of gotten tired of just playing one target. Then I play the 2 Tour Guides. The Tour Guide Levier Rabbit play is insane. That is enough said. Tour Guide is a good toolbox, but in this deck, you really want to try and hold it for that Levier Rabbit play. Then for the normals, I play 3 copies of Sabersaurus, a good old friend from the Dino Rabbit days, so it's good to be playing him again. Then we play 3 copies of the new Evilswarm Heliotrope. Heliotrope is a 1950 normal monster. That is a huge difference between that and Largia. I mean, it's basically the only normal summoned monster that's frequently normal summoned that's going to be bigger than it is, other Heliotropes and Gmort Werewolf. Everything else cowers before it. Thunder King, things like that. So I think this makes Heliotrope a very, very good card in and of itself. The extra 50 attack points makes it very good. So many decks with access to 1900 beaters lose to Heliotrope, so I really like this as a normal. I don't care that it doesn't have an effect. Then we play 3 copies of Evilswarm Castor. Evilswarm Castor is basically the double summoner of the deck. But his effect comes with a really nice twist. Basically, Castor's effect that says during the turn this card was normal summoned, you can normal summon an extra L-Swarm monster. So the interesting thing about this, sorry, I kind of lost my tangent because it's quite loud here because there's students partying downstairs. The interesting thing about Evilswarm Castor is the fact that his effect is a condition, not an activating effect. So therefore, if your opponent was to veil it or negate the effect of Castor, its effect will still apply and you'll still be able to guess your extra normal summon. So there is basically no negating that extra normal summon. So Castor is really, really good. Even if they bottomless it, its effect will still apply and you'll still be able to normal summon. If he's removed, doesn't matter. You'll still be able to normal summon an extra monster. So always bear that in mind, folks, if you're playing this deck or playing against it. Then I play 3 copies of Evilswarm Mandragora. This is basically your Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, so that's really kind of handy if you have one monster to there too, you can drop Mandragora from your hand and he's going to, of course, assist in your Xyz plays. And then for the second to last Evilswarm monster, this is usually the last one for most players, but I play a tech. 3 copies of Evilswarm Thunderbird. This is the wind-up rabbit of the deck. Basically, it's a less reactive wind-up rabbit that says if your opponent activates an effect, when an effect is activated, you can banish him, and then he comes back in any next standby phase, and his attack increases by 300, so he comes back as a 9, I believe by 300, yeah. So he comes back as a 1950 beta wind-up rabbit. So he's pretty damn good. And then the last monster that I'm testing, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm playing one copy of Evilswarm Salamandra. Evilswarm Salamandra, I'm playing as the 4th dinosaur. Because of my rule that in Dino Rabbit, I didn't feel comfortable just playing the normals, and I liked the Guibas. I wanted to have more dinosaur targets. So playing Salamandra, he's a really great beta. He can boost himself basically by 600 per turn if you have 2 Evilswarms engraved that you can banish. So you can boost him up to a 2450 beta, which is great. And he's also the extra dinosaur, so that if I have a Sabersaurus that I've been drawing in the grind game, I can have the Sabersaurus, create board depression, and then put this guy out next turn and make Largia. So he's pretty good. He makes the 3rd Sabersaurus live, basically. That is the monster lineup. I believe it is 19 monsters. For this is a 42 card deck, by the way. I don't know what it is with me and Rabbit decks, but 42 cards just seem to happen. For the spells, I play the Reborn, the Dark Hole, and the Storm. I really like Storm in this, even though I play quite a few traps. Storm is still just a staple in my eyes. 2 Space Typhoon. I don't play 3 because I think that you don't need 3 when you have 3 Infestation Pandemics. So I side the 3rd. The 3rd is instantly sided, but I feel that 2 is the correct number in the main at the moment. That's the way I feel comfortable. Then I play 2 copies of Forbidden Dress. Forbidden Dress, we play over Lance because, of course, we have the Pandemics for the Lance. And this stops your monsters dying to card effects that come from monsters. So any monster destruction, especially at my locals, we have to fear things like Raikou, things like I forgot his name now, Gruffer, and those are really awkward effects that you kind of really can't negate with things like Pandemic or Lance. So Dress really comes into its own in that facility, and also the 600 attack difference, the 600 attack change is really useful because it allows it to be activated in the damage step. So against things like Raikou and other flip effects, you can use it in the damage step to protect yourself. And I also really enjoy, I just enjoy a lot of those characteristics. And of course the 600 is really fun because of the you know the Lance shenanigans where you attack into your opponent's monster and lance it. Dress does the same thing, but it's slightly less potent. And then for the last spells I play 3 copies of Infestation Pandemic. I'm not sure how I feel about Avarice in this deck at the moment, especially seeing as now we have Avarice kind of on call. So I might find room for it, but I'll probably find room for it by tomorrow. But at the moment I'm not playing Avarice and I'm testing it. And it's testing okay, but we'll see how it goes. But the 3 Pandemic is too staple to play. This combined with Ophion is just so good. Then for the traps we play 1 Infestation Infection. This is really good. Infestation Infection basically says if you've got an Evilswarm monster in your hand or in your field, you can bounce it. Sorry, an Evilswarm, but Evilswarm. You can bounce it to your deck and choose 1 Evilswarm from your deck and add it to your hand. So pretty sweet. If your opponent is going to Dark Hole your Evilswarm or kill your Evilswarm, you can just go Infestation Infection, return that Evilswarm to the deck, find a new one. So it basically nullifies their plus and just lets you go plus on their effect, basically. Lets you recycle stuff. And also, I mean, if they MST it, you can chain and send like a Heliotrope out of your hand to get a Castor. Just cycle bad cards for good cards and make your combo plays a little bit more alive. I don't like more than 1 because I think the more than 1 clog's really bad. But you don't need it, but it gives some consistency. And I should also point out that while we're talking about consistency and finding stuff, there should be a Rota in this deck, but I just haven't found the room for it. And I really should play the Rota, and I've remembered I should play it, but I haven't found the room, so forgive me for that, guys. There should be a Rota, but I haven't found the room. I should probably cut the Salamandra for the Rota, but we'll see. Then I'm playing 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. I felt that Eradicator was better over deck dev because Eradicator is more general because, hey, everyone plays spells, don't they? Not everyone plays a deck with mini monsters. So I felt that Eradicator was going to be the best general card to play. I side a second one of these, and also side 2 deck devs so I can modulate my Virus Engine because the Virus Engine is so good in tandem with Ophion in this deck. So your opponent is going to try and commit quite a few resources to trying to get over the Ophion, and when they finally manage to break through your defenses and get over the Ophion, nothing makes your opponent more sad than Eradicator virusing them off of that Ophion and making them go even more minus. So, really good card. Then I play 1 Mirror Force. I only think that 1 is necessary at the moment. 2 Dimensional Prison. Its Prison, I think, is a really good card. Instead of Torrential, because I want to keep Ophions and Largias alive, and I want to keep Field Presence, I'm not playing Torrential, so I'm playing 2 Compulse, and I feel that Compulse is a better card in this deck, so it's just the way I feel. Playing 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, because Bottomless is Bottomless, and it's just such a good card at the moment. The 1 Solemn Warning, the 1 Judgment, and then I'm teching and testing 1 copy of Xyz Reborn. Xyz Reborn is really great, again, in tandem with things like Ophion in your opponent's turn, so you can revive your Ophion and stop them going off, stop the Mermail players going off. You can revive all sorts of things. You can revive your Bahamut, you can revive your Dolka, you can revive your Emerald and get an Avarice effect off. You can just revive Pearl for beaters, Direwolf to kill opponent's stuff, Abyss Dweller because it's Abyss Dweller, and you can revive the Levier to make a rabbit play if your opponent has the out to the Levier. So it's such a malleable card, and I really feel it's going to have a lot of an effect on this deck, so I'm really looking forward to testing that card out for the first time ever. Then we're going to go on to the extra deck, which is where all the muscle lies. So to start the extra deck off, we're going to start with the good stuff. We're going to start off with 2 copies of Evilswarm Ophion. I don't think that 3 is entirely necessary until we get our hands on Evilswarm Cercion. Evilswarm Ophion is the meat of this deck against the majority of the meta, because while it's out and it has Exceeds material, neither player can special summon a level 5 or higher monster. So that's an incredible lockdown. And once per turn, you can search out one infestation spell or trap. So you can basically search out the Lance or search out the Rotor trap that you saw. So good. It's a Mermail stopper, a Boss Monster stopper, Chaos Dragon stopper with a built-in Lance search. So think about how good that is for a minute. And you can make it so easily. And then play 1 Bahamut, which is basically Evilswarm's Big Eye. You can make this guy from any 2 level 4 Evil Swarms, basically. It's L Swarms, but we only care about Evil Swarms in this. You can make him using 2 L Swarms, and you can attach 1, ditch an L Swarm from your hand, and take control of your opponent's monster forever. So it's Big Eye, but you have to discard an L Swarm. But it can still attack that turn, so it's an absolute beast. We play 1 Ouroboros, which is basically a powered down... I forgot his name now. A powered down Trishula, but given plus 50 more attack. And basically once per turn you can use one of Trishula's many effects. You can use either banish a card from the field, or is it destroy, or is it bounce? I can't remember which one it is. Banish a card from your opponent's graveyard, or ditch one of the cards from their hand. So Ouroboros is good. And then because we're playing the Largia deck, we play 1 Largia and 1 Dolka. I only feel that I'll only ever make 1 of these, so I don't feel the need to kind of play 2 Largia, 1 Dolka, or anything like that. So that's the kind of specialized stuff. Now we're going to get into the more generic stuff. So we play the newly released Daigusto Emerald. Daigusto Emerald is basically the Xyz variant of Pot of Avarice. While it's out, you can detach 1, return 3 monsters in your graveyard to your deck and draw 1, so that's Mini Avarice. Or you can target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's really, really useful in tandem with Rabbit decks as well, so it can get you your normal monsters out of the grave if he survives. I often quite like cycling stuff back into the deck with his effect on the first time, and if I can keep him alive a second time, revive a normal monster that I might have left behind so I can start getting more field presence, revive that normal, and then summon another Evilswarm from hand, and if I revive Heliotrope, summon another Evilswarm from hand, like a Thunderbird, and then Xyz straight into Ophion, so Emerald is really good. We then play 1 Gemini Pearl. I'm playing this over Utopia because Pearl has risen in popularity and risen in just playability simply because Ophion has that horrible 25-50 attack. Pearl is 26, so it's basically able to get over Ophion really effectively. If they have the dress, they have the dress, but I feel that Gemini Pearl will be very good in the mirror, so Pearl. Then I play 1 Diamond Direwolf. Diamond Direwolf simply in there to pop himself to pop an opponent's monster. That's the only reason I play it. It's just an out to opponent's monsters if I have to. Because there are some things this deck just can't get over. I can't get over a BLS with my extra deck, so this kills BLS. Then 1 Papal Imperative, because Papal Imperative is really good. Abyss Dweller for the Mermail matchup, because you can't always make Ophion, you can run out of Ophions, or this could just be better in certain situations. So the Abyss Dweller. The Mace Stroke, because it's Mace Stroke. And then for the Tour Guide stuff, we play the 1 Leviathan for Muscle, the Levier for the Rabbit plays, and the Wind Up Zen mains for the Stalling. So yeah guys, this has been my my Evilswarm deck profile. I'm really, really happy with the way the deck kind of looks, the way it feels, the way it plays. It plays a lot like Rabbit, so I'm really looking forward to giving this a test on the weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below. And any edits you'd like me to make to the deck, please let me know, because I need to make edits. But yeah, otherwise, this has been Jamie the Kid 00, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Peace out, guys. Bye.